So hard to believe here we are, the last of the 2022 Steele and Vance programs.
And our wreath is barely hanging in. It's just getting a little bit tattered around the edges.
Still has chips.
Just like all of us, 2022 has been a year. We're going to talk about that in a moment. But, well, first of all, cheers to you, my friend.
Cheers to you.
It's almost New Year's Eve. Cheers to you. Thank you so much for watching. What a year it has been.
What a year it has been. And we're going to unpack some of what we've experienced. So I got a drink or it's bad luck, right?
Mm-hmm. Let me tell you.
What's coming up on the show?
Yes. First of all, we want to have Dr. Bonnie Henry back on the show. This is sort of an outtake from when she was in studio last week that was really powerful. We didn't have time to fit it into the live show last week, so we thought, okay, we're going to let you listen in. And this was her talking about the polarization and the death threats and the hate and the rhetoric and the nastiness that has been directed at her really for 3 years.
And continues. So that's going to be in our first segment coming up. So stand by, Dr. Henry, the cutting room floor edition, because we kept her here. We had some time with her last week, and we just didn't have enough room for all that we talked about. And it was just... It was so
because
unbelievable.
We were talking about the flu and RSV and COVID and kids sick and dying. And
last week.
Yeah, that was the primary thing last week. But I really wanted to tuck into the polarization because what really makes me sad about the last couple of years is just how angry people have become and how people are angry at neighbors and people are angry at health officials and politicians. And you know what? Maybe not every decision, every health guideline that was developed during COVID was the right thing, but they were figuring it out as they went along. I mean, this was brand new. COVID was new. We've learned so much in 3 years.
We have, and you and I, we go way back, and we can get into how our show came together, because there is that polarization piece that bonded us back 2016, 2015.
Trump. Yeah.
That escalator ride. I mean, you and I were on radio for that. But the polarization and the anger and the vitriol, and Dr. Henry really gives us a point of view on that. So that's coming up in just a matter of minutes. We also have a really special guest who joined us in studio a while back, but we've been saving this interview for this very show. Her name is Kendra Fisher, and she has an unbelievable story of having literally made it to the actual doorstep of her life's dream and then having to let it go because of anxiety that was at an unbelievable level. And she's spun it into something now that's helping other people.
She's an elite goaltender, she was, and she had made it to the World
Team Canada.
Team Canada.
Yeah.
And so this is a time of year when, a lot of people are celebrating and having fun with families, and a whole bunch of people are under a bit of a dark cloud dealing with anxiety and mental health issues and maybe feel alone. And we hope that you will feel less alone
when
you hear Kendra's story, because it really was pretty profound. And she's doing a really great job of digging deep, finding her own strength and courage, and being that light and that beacon for other people who are suffering.
I felt better after sitting with her for a bit. And we've got it in one big chunk of an interview. So if you struggle at all or you know somebody who does, hit the PVR, or make sure you are following us at checkmedia.ca. You can always stream us on the Check Plus app. I mean, our little show that could has really come a long way. That's how you get into the
reruns on Sunday.
Reruns on Sunday.
4, right?
Yes.
4, yes.
I do believe.
We're also, one of the big guests that we had this year was former Premier John Horgan.
John from Langford.
John from Langford. And John
is.
Horgan, this guy is just so down to earth. That's why British Columbians loved him. He went out on a high as the most popular Canadian premier, I think, after a couple of glasses of tequila, which we found out was his favorite drink. So we ran up and bought a bottle. He was just sitting down and being John and telling us what it was like on his way out. Some observations that were pretty fun.
We got to tell the actual truth there. We actually bought 2 bottles because the first bottle
smashed
on the floor. We were doing stuff here in the studio, and then we're like, well, we got to go get it. I mean, we planned it.
Could someone run across the street to the liquor store?
Yeah. Was it neat? I think it was Amy who ran our team here.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes, so cool. Yeah. So we'll show you a bit about our now former premier and that, just in case you missed that segment. But let's talk about the origin stories of our show here. For those who maybe have just found us? Because it's about a year ago from right this second that you reached out to me.
I reached out to you.
You did.
Because we knew each other, friends, knew each other from CKNW. I was losing it because I had taken time off to spend time with my dad, which was awesome. I'm glad I did it. But my creative itch and the need to talk about what was going on around the world was just like, I'm dying. So Jody and I, she graciously went for dinner with me right before Christmas last year. And we got some wine, and I was pouring my glass of wine saying, I'm dying to do something. What do you think I should do? And she said, let's do a show together. And I was like, really?
And I said, we could have wine. And she goes, we can? I said, yeah, we could have chips too. And she goes, really? Whatever.
Chips?
These,
Yeah.
And it's turned into this. And literally, honestly, I mean, let's take a little walk down memory lane, because we even had the idea of like, what will the table look like? And
so we had someone build it.
And then we thought, what will the set look? You can see the brick in the back corner there. We have the brick here. We did a Zoom call with the team at Czech who had the...
This was our very first rehearsal.
I
We're
almost
going
cried.
like, oh my gosh. It's
cried.
real. It's actually happening.
So crazy.
Yeah, the chairs even. We have to steal them back from Donnie and Dolly over on the sports set.
Can we talk about these guys for a
The
second?
dudes are messy, these guys, right?
Dolly had to get rid of his garbage can with his 3 banana
Honestly.
peels every single day in it. They made fruit flies come in. And they say, we're the divas, Lynda Steele?
Yeah, the guys leave pen marks and stuff all over the white chairs.
Oh,
and
these
They
boys.
think we get everything, and we're just like, okay, put a big note on the back of this chair and don't let the sports guys have it.
And the reason we have brick, this just in, Don Taylor's always wanted brick. He says we get all the things.
Yeah.
We get the charcuterie. No, we don't. No, we don't. I digress. We're going back. We love you guys. We love sharing the studio. Donnie and Dolly over there. We have Mo Amir. This is Van Culler in these studios. The Oh Boy team behind the scenes. We got Derek and Nina and Handsome Brad and the other Derek and we can name off Stu and the whole family. They're all here and part of it.
A great year. It's also been not such a great year. And I'm
Chaos.
thinking to myself, I remember in 2020, I thought 2021 is going to be so much better. And then it wasn't. And I thought, okay, 2022 has got to be a great year. And then in some ways it was, and in other ways not. And then I'm mostly thinking about COVID and wars and the economy and a recession.
So
and
many
just
people struggling.
grocery prices and all kinds of things.
All of
and
it.
so 2023, what are your thoughts?
I'm just going to do this. I'm going to hope for the very best. I don't think that turning a page on a calendar is going to change everything, but I'm going to hope that with a bit of a refresh, that people can maybe move forward. We've got a bunch of really big news stories that continue to unfold. You mentioned the war in Ukraine and having Volodymyr Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, meet with Joe Biden at the White House.
Incredible. His speech to Congress was just inspiring.
Wasn't it?
Just to think, over 300 days, Russia has been waging this ridiculous, nonsensical, barbaric war against Ukrainians. And they have stood firm and said, we're not going anywhere. I mean, we are going to fight back. And so they're hoping that the Allies stay with them with the same kind of conviction they have in 2022. But yeah, I mean, that would be, if I had a wish for next year, I would wish that COVID would finally be, bye-bye, I'm done with you after 3 years. And I would love to see Putin dethroned in some way.
I'd like to see everybody to just take a moment when it comes to the polarization and how divisive we've all become. Even for those who say you can't even put a picture of your puppy on social media without somebody telling you why it's wrong or broken or you should do that or the colors
someone who actually has, we've all felt
we
it,
have,
right?
we have.
Because polarization should be the word of 2022 as far as I'm concerned. We got COVID and convoys and anger at public health officials. Dr. Bonnie Henry sits down with us and tells us what it has been like for her. And it's scary stuff. And that is coming up next on Steele and Vance.